Good morning, friends. So today we are on workbook page 34 in your Superkids book, and you're going to have a chance to be an editor today. Okay, so at the top it says use editing marks to correct mistakes in your writing. So boys and girls, we have used some of these marks in the past, and we have edited letters similar to this one. So it says there, did Doc write in her diary about 4 at a better? So there's some mistakes in that sentence. So let's look. The first mistake that we see is in the name Doc. So as you know, Doc is a name and should have a capital letter there. But in this case, Doc is lowercase. So we've used this editing mark. It's 3 lines under the lowercase d, and you're going to correct it by putting a capital D above that lowercase d. So we have used this, and you are familiar with that editing mark. So let's keep going. So did Doc write? So let's look. The W here in write is an uppercase W. And we don't need an uppercase W in the middle of a sentence. It's not starting the sentence. Write is not someone's name or the name of a place or thing. So for this, we're going to put a backslash line through that W to show that it should be a lowercase w, like that. Did Doc write in her, it doesn't even say diary, it says in her about. So let's look here. This mark here, I'm going to put it down here. This is actually called a caret. C-A-R-E-T. Now, it's not the carrot that our Easter bunnies love to eat, but this caret shows us that we forgot to write the word. So here, after her, so here's the word her. Oops, that's an R. Okay, after the word her, we're going to put a little caret here. It's like an upside down V. And we're going to write the word diary up here to show that we forgot to put it there. So did Doc write in her diary about 4? Well, about 4 makes no sense. So 4 here gets crossed out. Okay, so we cross out the word 4 just by putting a line through it. And then it says 4 at a better. Did Doc write in her diary about at a better? So they forgot to put the question mark there. So we're just going to put the question mark in to show that we have to end that statement with a question. So below it, it shows you all of the editing marks that we are going to be using in our paragraph. So star 1 says, use editing marks to correct the mistakes in Doc's diary. Then write the paragraph correctly. So we're going to use the editing marks to correct our paragraph or our letter, and then we're going to rewrite the letter down there at the bottom. Okay, so dear diary. Oh, I know you guys know what's wrong here. Look at the D in dear. We begin our greeting in a letter with a lowercase d. Well, that's right. We want to put 3 lines below that D and put a capital D above it to show that it should be a capital D there. Dear diary, and it looks like a comma from here to me, so that's correct. So now let's look into the body of the letter. So we're looking at the first sentence. I am getting really mad at Etta Betta. So there are a few mistakes in there. Do you see what mistakes there are? Excellent. So the I should not be lowercase. We all know that I's, referring to ourselves, are never lowercase. always needs to be uppercase. So we're going to use our 3 lines, our editing marks, and put the capital I above it. I am getting really mad at Edabetta. So look at mad. Should the M in mad be a capital letter in the middle of a sentence? That's right. No. So we want to put our diagonal line or a slash line through the word mad and put a lowercase m at the top. And then let's keep looking. There's another 2 errors in this sentence. That's right. Excellent. E for Edabetta should not be lowercase since that's her name. Can you guys see this? It should be an uppercase E for Edabetta. One more mistake. So listen to the sentence carefully. I am getting really mad at Edabetta. Is that asking a question? That's right, it's not. So we have our question mark. You want to go ahead and put a slash line through it. And at the top there, put your period, because it should end in a period. So let's look at the second sentence now. She copying everything I do. First, next, she tied. So I'm reading the whole line for the second line. So there are quite a few errors there. So Doc got this one right. She started her sentence with a capital S for she. Excellent. She copying. Would that be correct English? You're right. Nope, we need to add a word. So we have she here. And after she, we have copying. So in here, we want to place that caret that we spoke about, that upside down V, and place what word there above the caret? Super is. She is copying. Now, in the next word here, we have everything. Look carefully at that word, everything. Excellent. That's right. We want to put a slash line because everything should not have a capital E when it falls in the middle of the sentence. She is copying everything I do. First, next. So what should come after the word do? We need to add a caret because before the word first, something needs to come in between here. What is it? That's right. So we're going to put our period there because we have to add it. And then let's look. First, next. She tied. Would we say first, next? So if we're writing in a sequence order, first is a good word, so is next, but would we put them next to each other? No, of course not. So we want to cross out by putting a line through the word next. First, she tied her scarf like mine. And then she put her pine cones in a streamer just like I did. So we can write a compound sentence here and write first, she tied her scarf like mine, and then, but then's not going to be a capital T. We actually want to put a slash line through it because it should be a, great, I can hear you, a lowercase t. And then she put her pine cones in a streamer just like I did. Look at the word streamer. Silly, Doc. Put a capital S. So we want to put a slash line through it, and above it, put a lowercase s, just like I did. And then we have our period there. What should I do to make her stop? So there's only one error in that last sentence. What is it? You've got it. So we don't need the caret here because there's nothing that follows it. So you can just place the question mark there because we're asking a question. What should I do to make her stop? Make her stop bothering me. And then lastly, we have our closing. And look at that word love. So love here is a lowercase l. Excellent. So we want to put 3 lines underneath because it should actually be an uppercase L. And who remembers what comes after love? Excellent. A comma, love, comma. And then look below. Doc signed her name, but she made a silly, silly error. What is it? Very good. 3 lines. She forgot to write her name with a capital D. Okay, so boys and girls, your job is going to be to rewrite the letter on the lines here. So where it says greeting here, remember the greeting is the way we say hello. And in this case, she says, Dear Diary. So remember, Doc is writing in her diary. And then here, the closing is love. And then she signs her name underneath. So love with a capital L, comma, lastly, her name. This here, remember, is the body of our letter. So she's indenting, which we've talked about a little bit, but indenting means that we're pushing over. So 2 or 3 finger spaces over. So the I should begin here. Let me see. I'm trying a lot of new things today. So let me see if I can write here. So your I, oh, I got it, should begin here. Not the best I. Okay. So I am getting really mad at Edabetta. Say we start our next sentence with the word she. She will begin over here. Pretend this is your margin line. And then her will begin underneath. Okay, so the only place you're leaving that little bit of space is when you begin the body of the letter or the paragraph. Okay, boys and girls, good luck and have a good day.